can tell you my energy, any official work is started with the like your help. So I will just follow you. As you said, Dr. Mangal Singh can also join. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. As you are all aware that PCI, which is a subordinate office in the Ministry of Ayush, the key mandate of PCI is to develop pharmacopoeia standards for ASU&H, and it also acts as an affiliate laboratory, laboratory for ASU&H. Besides this, we also impart capacity building training program on quarterly basis for the stakeholders. This is the first training program of this year, which was delayed due to the general elections in the country. The objective of the training program is to share the knowledge amongst all of us and enhance the knowledge of the individual. All the officials and the participants who are sitting here are learners and masters in the respective fields. This type of programs are just an eye opener and refreshes the mind. So, not taking much time, I would like to request all the participants to introduce themselves in a very brief.
Good morning, ma'am, and thank you to all of the organizers to giving me the opportunity to interact with all of you. So I am Dr. Daman Preet, and I am working as a principal scientist at CSR ISBT Palampur, and I am working in the field of pharmacology. And as far as the mandate of our lab, it is concerned, it is to develop the quality planting material, to have captive cultivation of all the medicine and aromatic plants. And my role is there to go for the preclinical validation, followed by a randomized trial in association with an Ayurvedic hospital that we have at Paparola. So thank you.
Hello. Hello. Good morning to all of you. Myself, Dr. A.K. Mangal, Assistant Director for Pharmacognosy from CARI, Calcutta. Actually, this one is the institute under CARI, one of the unit. All right. The uniqueness of our unit is this: that under single umbrella, you are having all the disciplines. If you will say from botany, pharmacognosy, chemistry, pharmacology, microbiology, pathology, pharmacy, and hospitals. And in addition to this, our all labs are NABL accredited. Our hospital is NABH accredited. So I am heading the department of the pharmacognosy in CRI Calcutta, and we are having a lot of different projects from IMR, EMR, and working on different standardization of the work. So I am having in our lab around 15 projects are going on. The main objective of our all projects is the standardization work, new techniques we are developing and working. So I'm here to see the new things, what they will suggest to us. Thank you.
Good morning to all. I'm Dr. J. Shashikant, working as Survey Officer, Scientist 2 at CMPRH Emerald. Our center aim is survey and collection, cultivation of homeopathic medicinal plants.
Good morning, everyone. Myself, Dr. Shweta Vattam. I work as Research Officer Scientist 1 at Dr. D.P. Rastogi, Central Research Institute for Homeopathy. I am currently dealing with the clinical research projects, public health program, as well as the standardization project in the collaborative research program.
Good morning, everyone. Myself, Lakshminarayana Mishra, Research Assistant Chemistry, National Ayurveda Research Institute for Panchkarma, Cherudurti, Thrissur, Kerala.
Good morning, all. Myself, Dr. Srihalavi, and currently I'm working as research officer at Regional Ayurveda Research Institute, Lucknow, the CCRIS Institute. And previously, I worked in Dari, Gwalior, and I worked under Brahma sir also. So, sir gave us so much guidance in the field of this pharmacognosy and quality standardization. So, thank you, sir, for giving opportunity for attending this workshop also. And my subject is I'm from Raviguna field, and I completed PhD in Raviguna from PhD. So hope this workshop or training will help us in our field for the future.
Good morning, all. Myself, Prem Kumar. I'm ARO Pharmacognosy. I'm from Captain University Central Ayurveda Research Institute. In our institute, we have chemistry, pharmacology, pharmacognosy, microbiology, even Ayurveda pharmacy department. So we specialize in standardization of drugs, herbal drugs, and formulations. Thank you all.
Good morning, sir. Myself, Rudramani Tiwari, ARO Chemistry at RARI Gwalior. Previously, I started my job under Burma Sir's guidance. That he was there. And at our institute, we are working under drug development mandate. And at the same institute, we are going to characterize that with the sophisticated instruments and taking trials of that drugs on animals and humans.
Good morning, sir. Myself, Ranjit Kumar Chaudhary, Drug Inspector, Jharkhand. Basically, we deal with the manufacturing and license of the allopathic, Ayurvedic, and homeopathic drugs. Thank you.
Good morning, sir. Myself, Dr. Mahesh Kancharla, from Regional Research Institute of Unani Medicine, comes under Central Council for Research in Unani Medicine, sir.
Good morning. I'm Sada Subhani, a research assistant chemistry. I'm from CCM headquarters.
Good morning, everyone. Myself is Sarpataya Boini, research officer chemistry. I'm from the National Ayurveda Research Institute for Panchkarma, Cherudurti. So we have the all other members, so we are like peripheral institutes. So we have almost all departments except one microbiology. We have hospital facility and microbiology, pathology, and botany, and a little bit pharmacognosy. And other than hospital section also we have. So pharmacology section we have. Almost our work is majorly the council will do the coded formulations. We are doing that standardization as well as isolation of marker also we are doing. So further the preclinical studies also is going on. Majorly we are doing standardization of the high coded drugs. So thank you everyone.
Good morning, sir. Myself, Dr. Anjali Prasad, working as research officer at RARI Lucknow. The mandate of the institute is Salakya disorder, that is eye-related diseases. But collaborative projects are undergoing with CDRI, SGPCI. So from that point of view, I think this training program will be beneficial for us. We are thinking of undertaking more and more projects with CDRI and CSI units like CMAP and IITR and BRI. So I'm hopeful and looking further. Thank you.
Good morning, all. I'm Dr. Sunil Kumar from consultant from National Ayush Mission UP. I deal with the procurement of Ayurvedic and Unani medicine for the state of the UP. So it is very happy to get the knowledge from experts in from UP Mission of Ghaziabad. Thanks to you.
Myself, Dr. Parth Subramanian, coming from under the medical college and hospital, Tamil Nadu, working as assistant professor.
Good morning, everyone. I am Dr. Revati, MD Siddha, working as assistant professor in Nanga Siddha Medical College, E-Road, Tamil Nadu, from Tamil Nadu. We are coming together to this training program to gain our knowledge about on drug standardization updates and the quality control. Thank you for giving this opportunity to attend this program. Thank you, sir.
Good morning to all. Myself, Dr. Tarun Sharma, working as assistant professor in Department of Dravya, National Institute of Ayurveda, Jaipur. Our department is dedicated to quality control and standardization of herbal.
Good morning, all. I am Dr. Sakita KS, Assistant Professor at National Institute of Ayurveda, Jaipur. I work in the Department of Rasashastra and Vaishyakalpana, that is Ayurveda Pharmaceutics, wherein we are dealing with formulation development, QC, and safety studies.
Morning to all. I'm Dr. R.K. Pawar. This is chemistry. I am working in the last 28 years in the testing of Ayurveda and
Good morning all. I am Kuldeep Singh, Scientific Assistant Chemistry. I am dealing with chemistry section and work of quality control regarding testing of Ayurveda, Siddha, and homeopathic drugs. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Dr. Nitin Rai, Scientific Officer, Pharmacognosy. Good morning, all. Myself, Geeta, Pharmacognosy Chemistry.
Dr. Ramesh, Scientific Officer, Microbiology. Dr. Ramachandran, Scientific Officer, Pharmacology.
Good morning all. Welcome all. Myself, Satish Kumar, working with the Scientific Assistant Chemistry.
Warm welcome to all. Good morning. Myself, Nilima Singh, Research Assistant, Botany, working in Pharmacognosy section.
Good morning. My name is Saurabh. I am Scientific Assistant Chemistry in PSAM. Thank you.
Good morning. I am Dr. Jayanti, Principal Scientific Officer, Pharmacognosy.
Good morning, all. Myself, Dr. Vijay Gupta, Principal Scientific Officer, Ayurveda. Thank you.
Good morning and welcome to all participants today here in the program. I am Dr. Shubhas Verma, as a coordinator of this program. This is a 5 days program. In this program, we have covered drug standardization and quality control and preclinical studies in pharmacognosy aspects, as well as the recent trends. And as per pharmacopoeial drug developments, we have covered also Ayurveda, Siddha, Unani, and homeopathy part of this one. Someone, the here we have set together what is the PCIMA is doing. We will inform you accordingly. We will go for the pharmacopoeial work or drug testing work, as well as the recent participants, someone from research council, someone from universities, have different own mandate. They will work. But here we are focusing on the actual the work related to the pharmacopoeia, which we are laid down for the preparation of standards for regulatory purpose. For that purpose, our official inauguration will be tomorrow in the presence of our director and our special secretary, ex-special secretary, Pathak sir. So today's program now we have 3 speakers. One from pharmacognosy section, Dr. Jayanti A, first lectures. Secondly, Dr. Nitin Rai, he is backside. He is presenting the pharmacognosy part. And afternoon, before noon, just before lunch, our one lecture from Ayurveda side, Dr. Vijay Gupta, a principal scientist, he will present about the current scenario of the Ayurveda trends and self life of the studies. So, madam, please you continue. Thank you.
Not taking much time, I would like our first speaker, Dr. Jayanti ma'am. She is the principal scientific officer, as you know. She has done her PhD in pharmacology. And ma'am has more than 20 years of experience in standardization and quality control of medicinal plants and development of pharmaceutical standards for food drugs as well as single drugs and compound formulation. She has published more than 45 research articles in the standardization of medicinal branch. She is a member of ASU&H committees and also many committees. I would like to request Dr. Jayanti ma'am to present the presentation on pharmacopoeia parameters for quality control of ASU&H drugs and pharmacopoeia. Ma'am, you are welcome.
Very good morning to all of you. I would like to share some of the information because all you are from this quality control department of various institutes. So you have already know some of the our parameters, whatever we are following for the pharmacopoeias and also for the preparation of formulations. Here I would like to share some of the identification parameters using pharmacognostic aspect of parameters. So first of all, you know, everybody know that all our main this quality control is mainly, especially we are going for maintaining the quality and the safety of the drugs. That quality control refers to confirmation of its identity, determination of its quality and purity, and a detection of nature of adulterants, if any. All this we can do for the pharmacognostic point of view by the morphological, microscopical point parameters, and also by chemical, physical, and chemical by chemistry point of view, and biological by the microbiological point of view. Next. Main issues that causes the quality of drug. Means that main quality which deteriorate the quality of drug is, there are two main issues. That is, one is external and another is internal. External comes under the contamination with heavy metal, pesticide residues, and microbial contamination. And adulteration, all you know that it is the actual raw material is adulterated with some of the spurious ones or other similar looking ones. This may be of many reasons. One is maybe that they are intentionally they are doing for the monetary purpose, or otherwise maybe by ignorance. Some because you know that this may be all the raw materials are known by different names in different parts of India by their local names. So there are so many such drugs which are known by same name in different parts. So this may be a mistake. Somebody has mistaken it for the actual drug and it is used for the adulteration. Or otherwise, if the already the genuine drug is very costly, and this we know that there are so many suppliers and other people involved in the trade of this raw material, and for earning money they are mixing up this original material with some of the spurious ones which are looking similar externally. So all such things are causes the adulteration of that original drug. And another one is misidentification. For this one also there are so many reasons. One is this local name itself intended for the misidentification of the raw drug. Another one is lack of sufficient characters explained in the classical text for the identification of that genuine drug. That is another reason for the misidentification of the raw drug. All this causes the quality of the drug. Drug means here in our traditional systems of medicine, we are using that this drug word is used for even for our raw material and also for the finished drug. So because this raw materials are known as single drugs in all the traditional systems of medicine. And there are some internal factors that is mainly due to the complexity of the drug. You know that if a paracetamol, there is only one compound. So maintaining that the quality of that drug is very easy. But in the case of our single drugs, it is a part of a plant or whole plant. In such cases, there are so many various compounds in that part of the plant or in the whole plant itself. So this complexity also causes some internal factors to influence the quality of that drug. Because we are telling that if it is you are collecting that raw material in not in a proper season or proper manner, or if you are processing it not in a proper procedure, its chemical compound, the quality and the quantity of the chemical compound will be varies. So in all this causes the internal internal issue for maintaining the quality of that drug. Another one is non-uniformity in the ingredients. This mainly causes the compound formulation, because we know that earlier I have already told in the case of adulteration and misidentification, different raw materials are used in the name of same drug. So the ingredients of a formulation varies in different parts of India. So if one person is preparing the Shmula Arishta or some Chavanaprash, the ingredients will be different according to that manufacturers. Who is means where that manufacturing unit is stands. So accordingly, that this also causes the quality of that drug. So these two internal and external factors are there. So we have to overcome all these factors for maintaining our quality of the drug. Next. Quality of the drug, everybody knows that is we have to maintain that good quality drugs. Here that regulatory authorities has a very good role. They have to control, they have to by regulating the manufacture of formulations by the use of formularies and manufacturing operations through statutory good manufacturing practices, and also following various standards of quality prescribed for raw materials and single drugs and formulations referred in the or published in the pharmacopoeias and formularies. And this I have already told that next. I have already told that single drugs means it is the raw material, because in traditional systems of medicine, these raw materials are known as single drugs, because each drug as a single means ingredient, or it will comes as a means more than one ingredient of compound formulation. So that single raw material itself stand as a drug. For example, if you are going for that even adatoda leaf, that is single means as a single drug itself, you can use it for cough and other bronchial problems. So that's why we are telling that is single drug for the raw material. And another one is formulation. Formulation is a that is product. It have maybe one ingredient or more than one ingredient will be there in the formulation. And if we are going to that means what are the single drugs in the case of this traditional medicine? That resource base of that product is known as the single drug, and it may be of plant origin, animal origin, vital mineral origin, like that. And in such cases, we have to know that this plant means raw material from the plant kingdom covers that 90% of the total raw material which are used in the preparation of final product. Similar way, metal minerals covers 5%, and animal means raw material from the animal kingdom covers again remaining 5%. Next. This is how many quantity of that different parts. Earlier also I have already told that this raw material comes from plant kingdom. From this plant kingdom also, it is not whole plant, are not for all the plants, it is not whole plant. Maybe the parts of the plant, maybe that root or leaf or rhizome, or maybe the stem or its hardwood, like that. Different parts are in use. Among this, root is 29% of total raw material comes under the root. And similar way, whole plant is 16%, and bark comes under 14%. Bark means it is usually stem bark. Next. In addition to that, there are so many derived products. Now we have already told that bark, stem, root, leaf, like that. That is parts of plant. In addition to that, there are some products, secondary metabolites, which are comes as derived product from the plant. That are gums, resins, oleoresin, oleogum resin, solid extract, juice, volatile oils, fixed oils. All these comes as derived products. This is also known as single drugs, which are used in the preparation of finished products. Next. Quality control. Now we are sitting here for the for getting what all things we have to be in mind for maintaining that quality of our even single drug and also formulations. We know that quality control means it is a process of maintaining that quality, purity, and detection of nature of adulteration by various parameters. Why we are going for this one? To avoid that adulteration substitution with a spurious one. Similar way, we have to maintain the quality of that single drug which is mentioned in our classical text. And in the botanical aspect of maintaining that quality control of the single drugs, we are going for the pharmacognostic evaluation, which constitute that organoleptic evaluation, microscopy, and microscopy. Next, what is organoleptic evaluation? It means this examination comes using our sensory organs. Using our sensory organs, if we are examining a drug, it is known as organoleptic evaluation, which covers its color, texture, odor, taste, and fracture. What is color? Everybody knows that. What is the color of that raw material externally? What in which color it looks like? Looks. That is the color of that raw drug. But in the case of bark, especially that is stem bark and root bark, we have to we have to look into the external color and also the internal color of that bark. Texture, you know that external surface, how it feels when we are touching that one, how it feels. That is the texture of that raw drug. It may be smooth, rugged, scaly, leathery, brittle, like that. Next is odor. Odor, you know that it is smell of that material. So this smell, how we can identify that smell of that material? For that, we have to follow a procedure. Means if it is exposed a long period, we cannot get that actual smell of that material if it is means if we are getting a piece of stem or root or bark or seed like that. In such cases, either we have to break it into two pieces with pressure and just we have to smell that one. Otherwise, we have to powder that material and keep it in a polythene bag and we have to smell that one. Here you have to take care that if it is a poisonous one or if it causes any irritation, in such cases, don't go for the identification of its odor. This information you have to collect before, whenever you are going for any standardization work or identification work. First of all, you have to go through the literature and you have to collect the maximum information from this literature. Then you will get that this is a poisonous drug or it causes irritation. In such cases, don't go for the testing by odor. Similar way, next one is taste. Taste means how it means if whenever we are taking a pinch of that raw material on our tongue, how it what is its taste? That we call it as taste of that drug. Here also you have to follow a procedure. Either similar way, just you have to break it for the easy purpose. We are breaking it and we will chew it as a small piece. Otherwise, actual procedure is you have to powder that one and first of all you have to wet a glass, one tip of glass rod, and that glass rod you have to put in that powder and take a pinch of that powder and keep it on your tongue, which is earlier prior to this one you have to wash your mouth with clean water and then keep it on your tongue, and at that time what taste you feel, that is the taste of that drug. Here also you have to take care that if it is a poisonous drug or which causes any irritation, don't go or somebody will be allergic to some of the material also. So in such cases we have to avoid such way of such parameters. And next one is its fracture. Fracture means whenever we are breaking a raw drug into two, applying that pressure, it will break into two pieces. That time, how it is cut and appears, that appearance is known as fracture. Maybe if the material is with more fiber, that end will be with a fibrous nature. That time it is very difficult to separate into two pieces. That time you have to use any knife or secateurs or something to cut into two pieces. So such type of, whenever we are breaking it with, so for testing you have to break it with applying pressure only. Don't use knife or secateur, because if it is fibrous, you want to know that whether it is fibrous, or if it is spindle, if whenever you are cutting that material into two pieces, if the surface is very smooth, we will call it as short, and if it is the cut end is appearing as in the form of granule, it is granular, and some projections are extending from the cut end, it is known as splintery, and whenever that cut end you can see some layers of cells arranging one by one. In such type of arrangement, it is known as laminated. This mainly these characters are very much essential for the identification of bark drugs, and to some cases it is for the root drug also it is very important. Next one is microscopy. From the word itself, you came to know that it is using some only with the aid of our some lenses and other thing, all by our nature eye itself. That external identification of that external character is known as microscopy. This is mainly you have to take care of. You have to identify such things: shape of that raw material, size and fracture, surface characters of that one under this microscopic analysis. In such cases, if the material is very small, just like a very small seed, that time you have to use a hand lens, or you have to go for the stereo microscope. That time it will be enlarged, and you can see that the surface characters of that such a type of minute materials. How it appears, even if we are taking a small mustard seed itself, you will think that it is very smooth, but whenever you are keeping it on the under that lens or a stereo microscope, then you will get that its surface is with so many ornamentation with the protuberances like that. So that character you will get with the such aids only, means hand lens or uh, stereo zoom microscope. No need of any compound microscope, because here we needed light from either from the bottom or from the sides also. In such cases, you have to observe that opaque object. So for that one, you have to use either hand lens or stereo microscope. So you have to observe all these. Shape also important, and size also. Whenever some materials are comes in the form of means cut pieces, that time it is not required. Otherwise, if it is a leaf also, if it is entire, it is very important. In other cases, if leaves are comes in broken pieces, that time you have to shape of its basal region and tip portion, margin, everything you will get from that powder, means from the uh, broken pieces of that leaf material itself you will get. If you are you have to spend a lot of time for that one. You have to collect that basal portion of leaf, tip portion of leaf, margin of that leaf, everything you have to collect from that entire sample itself. And that time you have to observe its characters, and from this one you can go for the identification. Next. See, these are various, there are different names for different types of margin, and also for the different types of leaves. See, if it is lens shaped, we will call it as lanceolate leaves, previous slide. And if it is just like in spatulaform, we will call even spatulaform or obovate and orbicular. And see the tip of the leaf. It is obtuse, acute, retuse, rounded, alternate, alternate, and cunate. Some different terminologies are there. So based on that one, you have to identify that leaf. This actually for that you have to compare with its standard. If you are going for a test, you needed one standard. Otherwise, if you are going for that standardization, you have to refer such characters with the help of a flora. In flora, all the characters are already mentioned. That external morphology of a plant. Basically, that one only floras are means they have identified which is that species. So in such cases, you have to refer floras if you are going for the standardization of a new plant. Otherwise, most of the plants are already monographs are already prepared in various pharmacopoeias. So you have to refer those pharmacopoeias, characters, everything for the identification when you are going for a test. The next one is phyllotaxy. Phyllotaxy means arrangement of leaf on the stem. Here also, based upon the species, there are different types of arrangements on the stem. This is also have different terminologies. If the leaves are arranged opposite to each other, we will call it as opposite. And if it is not on a means not in the opposite, because these leaves are seen in the on the nodes. So if each node is with a single leaf, it is known as alternate leaves. And that alternate leaf also, we have to see that how it is arranged. Whether it is arranged above the means it is facing to sun, its name will be different. So like that, you have to see that which is also opposite, whether it is alternate or weld. Weld means more than two leaves are arranged around the stem at the node. This is known as weld arrangement. So this type of characters you have to observe, or if the plants are used as a whole, that time only you will get such things. If it is only leaves, you will not don't go for the phyllotaxy. Phyllotaxy means it is the arrangement of leaf on the stem. So if it is only the plant are used in entire form, that time only this parameter is important. If it is only leaf, don't go for phyllotaxy. You have to go only for the characters of leaf, leaf margin, leaf base, margin, and its tip, like that. Whether it is petiolate or not, without petiole, that you have to observe. Then types of leaf also very important. This is also whenever you are getting a plant. See, in some cases, the leaf is the only useful part. Then it may be a single leaf or compound leaf. So if you are getting a leaf material, first of all, you have to see that whether it is a compound leaf or simple leaf. If it is simple leaf, you will get that lamina and petiole. If it is a compound leaf, along with this material, you will get a large stem pieces like, but actually it is the rachis of that leaf. So you have to identify how that that petioles are arranged on that stem. Based on that, that one you have to identify whether it is a pinnately compound leaf or palmately compound leaf, whether it is bipinnate or tripinnate. Everything you will get from that material. But you have to, if it is a dried and if it is in broken pieces, you have to observe. I have already told that you have to observe a lot of samples, and you will get that characters from these samples. That time rachis will be separate from the, that lamina will fell down, and it may be in the form of broken pieces. But this rachis will also be in the form of broken pieces. But you have to observe that one based on its various characters. And similar way, if it is a leaf, again you have to go with the observation under that stereo microscope, whether any trichomes are present or not, the subsidiary cell, we are giving this name to the stomata. If the subsidiary cells are there, how it is arranged, how many subsidiary cells are there, accordingly we have to identify that which type of stomata is present on that leaf. So here in the first image, it is parasitic, means the guard cell is covered with two subsidiary cell, one from each side, that also in the parallel to that guard cell. It is known as parasitic. Next, in the this right side, in the right side, it is written anemocytic. What is meant by that one? There is no any subsidiary cells. You will get only that epidermal cell and the stomata. In such cases, it is known as anemocytic. Only epidermal cells and this stomata. Stomata is represented by two guard cells and a small aperture in the center. And in the second row, in the left side, it is written diacytic. What is meant by that one? Here, see here also maybe epidermal cells are wavy. But in addition to that, stomata, you can easily identify this one. It got that red color. Why it has taken red color? Because it has that guard cell is, you have already studied that in the epidermal cell, this guard cells are modification of epidermal cell, but it is with nucleus and starch grains, everything will be there, cytoplasm will be there. But in the case of a this epidermal cell, you will get, if it is living cell, you will get that nucleus and cytoplasm, but there is no any deposition in that one. But these guard cells are with the starch grains, and it took that stain. That's why it is in red color, because we have already studied in botany that because of this means during the daytime only stomata are opened. What is the reason? The starch will be there due to that photosynthesis, and it will due to that osmotic pressure, it will absorb water from the nearby cells, and due to turgor pressure, that that thick wall of that stomata will be pushed back and it will open. So because of that only, due to this presence of this chlorophyll only, all this process is going on, opening and closing of stomata is due to, because of that one. That's why when you are staining this one, this guard cells are in red color. And next to that one, you will get two cells, two small cells when compared to that epidermal cell. That we are called as subsidiary cells. Why I am telling all these things? This is very good to you can identify whether there is any subsidiary cell or not, because sometimes due to that variation in the staining procedure itself, some guard cells will not take any stain, or only in the thick wall only it will stain, and in the other part of the guard cell it will not impart stain, impart color. In such cases, it is very difficult to identify whether is there any subsidiary cell or not. So if you have to think about like this, you can easily identify whether it is subsidiary cell is present or not. So based upon this subsidiary cell, here you can see that two subsidiary cell that also arranged rectangle to the guard cell. So we will call it as diacytic. Here also there are in first also this is only two cells are there, but it is arranged parallel to that one. In such cases we call it as parasitic. Here it is diacytic. All Acanthaceae family you will get such a diacytic stomata, and earlier this parasitic stomata earlier it was known as rubiaceous type because it is first identified in the Rubiaceae family. So in all the Rubiaceae family you will get only parasitic stomata. Next one is anisocytic. Anisocytic means it is another, earlier name was its ranunculus type because it was first identified in the Ranunculus family, and you will get here three subsidiary cell that also in unequal size. That's why it is known as anisocytic. Based on this one, you have to identify that means stomatal number and also stomatal index. Stomatal index can be means determined using the formula S by E plus S multiplied by 100, because this is number of stomata and divided by total number of cells, because including epidermal cell and the stomata, and we are taking its index. That's why we are multiplying it with 100. So even for, you can count this stomata even in a small area itself, but that time there will not be that much variation. But actual procedure is you have to count this stomata, epidermal cell, everything in a unit area, that is 1 square mm area. Otherwise, there will be large variation. And a stomatal number always you have to count in a square mm area only, because that is the number of stomata in a present in a square mm. So you have to find that is stomatal number from a 1 square mm only. Then next one is palisade ratio, that is average number of palisade cells under one epidermal cell. So for that we are counting that palisade cells from 4 epidermal under 4 epidermal cell, and we are taking its average. We have to take a lot of counting itself, and then only you will get the actual average number. Similar way, vein islet number for this one, you have to make the leaf transparent using sodium hydroxide or even chlorohydrate itself, and you have to find out that vein islets number in a unit area, that is in a square mm area, and that also one of the parameter for diagnostic parameter for the identification of related species. Now, using all these parameters, I am showing here. These are the basic parameters, pharmacognostic parameter for the identification of single drugs. And using this one, I am showing some of the images, how we have used all these parameters for the preparation of standard and also for the identification. Next slide. This all procedure I have already told at the time of preparation of slides. These are some of the leaves. Next slide. See this one. For whenever you are going for standardization, you have to take the section of its pistule and midrib region, then laminar region, and epidermal peeling, and also find out that what all type of trichomes are there, and also stomatal type, everything you have to find, and all this character you have to mention in your monograph, and only we can develop a standard. Next. These are its powder characters. Usually, even pharmacopoeia also giving preference for the drawings, because I have already shown some of the photographs of powder characters. In that cases, from one field itself, you will get more than one image characters. So for other people, it is very difficult to identify. I am telling that this is stone cell. So along with the stone cell, you will get some fragments of fiber. So for the new person, it is very difficult. That's why pharmacopoeia is always preferring for the drawings. So whenever we are drawing that fragment of fiber, we are drawing only fragment of fiber. But in the image, you will get along with that fragment of fiber, you will get a stone cell also. Next. This is called plant, and in such cases, in the case of next slide. Here, see the stems section you have to take, root section you have to take, leaf, and if it is leaf, you have to take the midrib portion and also for the lamina portion for the standardization and even for the identification also. Even in the broken pieces, you will get all these portions from if you are searching in the sample. Next. This is its powder character. Next. And if it is flower, if it is a prominent flower, first of all, you have to go for the microscopic characters. Next. You have to dissect that flower, and this character also very important for the identification of that flower. And again, if it is prominent, again, whenever you are preparing a standard, next, you have to go for the sectioning of different curls of that flower itself. And again, powder of that one. Next slide. Next. Powder of that one. Next. Seed and fruit. I am showing some of to get an idea about this one, how we have to apply whatever knowledge we have gained by pharmacognostic parameter, how we can apply this one for at the time of developing standard and also for the identification of that raw material. Next. Next. Next one. This is bark. Next. Here, see that this is I have given. This is the spondiostinator bark. See the this arrangement of stone cells. Everything is very important. Next one. See, this is cinnamon bark. Cinnamon bark usually it is comes in the form of compound quill, and that fiber arrangement of fiber and its mucilage cavity. Everything is very important. Here you will get fibers either solitary or in the group of only two. So that is arrangement is very important. Here that fibers will not take fluoroglycinol. It is gelatinous fibers. So it is very important. Next one. Next. This is also I am showing some of the already prepared standards. Next. Next. This is hardwood. Next. See, this is sandalwood hardwood. Here also, even if it is already oil extracted, whenever you are staining it with Sudan 4, you will not get this. This color will not get it, because if oil is not present, you will not get that one. So you can even grade the material whatever you received, even if it is first quality or second quality or poor quality. If it is sapwood, I told that it will not have that much weight. Hardwood of sandalwood is very heavy, and that oil content also will be less in the sapwood. Sometimes it will not present. Next. This is Styrocarpus and wood, that is red sandalwood. And here I have shown some comparison. Next, click next. Here this is Saraka bark comparison. First picture is the original Saraka, and usually it is white.